I just lost £500 in this trade. But that doesn't matter because that's what trading is. You're not always going to win, you will lose, and you will go on some large losing streaks. That is the price to pay when you get into currency trading. This is the third episode of me documenting my 50k evaluation that when I pass this, it will allow me to add to my other 50k. So 100k in total I will have unfunded. And I have been doing breakdowns of all the past trades I have taken. I have only taken 3 trades in total, 2 for 4% and this one for a minus 1%, or just under minus 1%. It was £450 and my average win is around 1,000 to 1,500, so 3%. So before we go over to the chart side where I show you exactly why I entered the trade, my thoughts during it and how I'm going to work on not getting this sort of loss again. Hello, my name is Derek Bathgate and I'm a currency trader and have been for around 3 to 4 years now. I have done absolutely every mentorship course under the sun, but I'm now in the stage where I have refined my strategy down to a personal level. I know when I'm going to enter, why I'm entering, where I'm exiting. My higher time frame bias is 90% correct, but this all just happens through trial and error. But anyways, let's jump onto the charts. So if we jump over to the trading side of the video, we have our break of structure and a sell side liquidity sweep. So once this occurs, this creates a new leg for us. We have that break of structure with an expansion follow through, pull back to internal range liquidity, which is anything within this current leg before the break of structure. We mitigate the 50% of the fib. We take our fib from the low to the high of the expansion. From here, as we have returned to internal range liquidity, we would now need to see a liquidity sweep, a sell side liquidity sweep, which does occur prior to Asia or just during Asia's open session. Jump back on the H4 provides us a small sell side liquidity sweep on the H4, so this would be the start of your new leg. If we go back onto the M15 time frame, we have that sweep like I just mentioned, the expansion higher that creates a change of character, meaning we are now bullish, and since it's during Asia it's higher probability because you can see if price is actually going to hold off of this area. We have that expansion higher, London open. This creates the low of the day as anything within Asia doesn't sweep. This sweeps, but it's not the lowest part of Asia. This is the lowest area that swept, so that creates the low of the day. Price expands higher out of Asia during London session. I now take my fib from the high of the expansion to the low of the sweep during Asia for a continuation model. Before we get into any trades though, we always need to wait for an Asia high or an Asia low sweep. Anything within Asia's time frame is purely just liquidity. So we have had that expansion out, marked the high to the low, wait for a 50% pullback to where I market entered here on the tap, and my liquidity target was a set 3R to this internal sort of liquidity. But however, price sadly just ends up going to our stop loss and we continue lower for the day. We do break structure. This is out of our time zone. I do not trade multiple times a day. I only take one trade if my plan fits, and if the plan fits later on, I'm not taking it. We have another bullish break. That would be a stronger confirmation to us staying bullish, as if we move to the H4, we have a stronger sell side liquidity sweep. The reason that I'm viewing this as it's still a valid, we sweep liquidity, break structure, pull back into internal, create a change of character. That to me is still valid. What made this trade lose though was as I was taking this sole candle wick into consideration as a sweep of liquidity. But it doesn't really sweep anything. But we have here a proper sweep of liquidity. This would now be our current low, and what we would need to see after here is a change of character on the M15. So that is more prominent, a more valid liquidity sweep, not just some tiny single wick. So what I'm going to do in my next trades is take that solely out, add it to my playbook as a rule that I need to see a liquidity pull sweep and a change of character to be able to get in. That confirms a stronger change of character. But as we took sell side liquidity, what I would now be expecting is price going higher as we have a change of character, but it's during New York session, which I don't trade anyway because price moves different in New York and I don't want to be sat at a chart all day. That's why I solely trade London session. We have that change of character, price goes lower, sweeps again, and I'm pretty sure we take this high, which is an extremely strong break of structure. That would still be our M15 leg, sweep liquidity, if this high goes, and we just continue higher. The thing that I'm taking away from this is to not take a single candle as a sweep of liquidity. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next trade breakdown, whether it's a loss or a win.